I'm told one of the most popular things right now out there on the shelves is this book. It is called The Elf on the Shelf, and apparently it's to help ensure that the boys and girls out there end up on the nice list this Christmas.
In fact, little helpers sent straight from Santa himself have their work cut out for them this week before Christmas. Fox 10 News reporter April Douglas introduces us to one elf on the shelf named George.
Boys and girls everywhere are minding their P's and Q's, hoping Santa Claus notices their good behavior. In some cases, Santa sends a helper to watch over the kids, a friendly scout elf. It's the elf on the shelf, and this one is named George.
Elves do different things. Our elf, George here, actually wrote Noah and Kipper a letter, letting them know when he'd be here. See? George in curly toes. North Pole.
George told the boys he'd be sure to report back to Santa if they didn't share or listen to Mom and Dad. Now, not all elves look or even act alike. Corny D is more of a mischievous elf who plays tricks on Mary Clayton, Virginia, and Stephen, who he's watching closely for Santa. Madeline, Jeffrey, and Christus elf makes himself at home in the candy dish. And since an elf's diet consists of mainly candy canes and cookies, it's imperative for him to get a checkup. So George heads to see Dr. Stephen Greenleaf with University Pediatric Dentistry.
George is very cooperative. He has started coming here when he was a little tiny elf, and he's learned how to hold really still for me when we clean his teeth. So he is a great patient. He's got all of his elf teeth. He's never had a cavity so far, so we'll have to see.
Despite a sweet tooth, George is cavity-free. His next stop, the studios of Fox 10, where he and Bob Grip review scripts for the nightly news.
George is kind of like a silent partner. He doesn't really say a whole lot, but he's a big help. He's a real comfort to everybody in the newsroom. It's great to have him come by. I wish he'd come by more often.
And after a busy day, George heads back to watch over Noah and Kipper before they get home from school. Then he flies back to the North Pole and reports to Santa. In the morning, you have to find his new hiding spot. Oh, how excited Noah and Kipper will be to find George in the freezer. That crazy elf. In Mobile, April Douglas, Fox 10 News.